All right. Hello out there. This is the Lavalais and Ella live show. I'm your host, Lavalais. Today, I'm just going to be by myself. My co-host, Ella, has decided to enjoy her birthday. Her birthday was on the 27th, and I think she's fallen in love with Mexico, so she decided to take a trip to Mexico for her birthday. So maybe we'll see her next week. And so first of all, I want to get the butterflies out of my stomach. I had to start the show. My friend Zeke, not only my friend, but the person who I rely on to start the show, to do the show, was having a little problem with being on time. So he left it up to me to start the show and put everything on. So I hope we're on live. Everybody's... if you're out there, give me a holler. Let me know that you're hearing me, that you're with me, because I still got a couple of butterflies, even though it did go off exactly at 7 o'clock. So I'm proud of that, number one. But I hope everything else is working fine. Want to first say hello again to everybody, and I see Zeke has made it back, so I'm happy now, and now I know that he's in control. But I'd still like to hear from someone to know that I did okay. Okay, there we go. Fern, love you, baby. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the show with me this afternoon, okay? So you're in Torrance, I guess, out there in California. I'm glad all the weather is cleared up a little bit for you down there. I've been going through, last week was almost spring-like. I mean, the temperatures got up to 80 degrees. And so, I was working on a couple of things, and I was hoping for Ella to be in this week so I wouldn't have to come up with a lot of things. So I was kind of working on things, and then it was like, it got to be 80 degrees, so I had to go outside. And when I went outside, of course, there were things that I had to do for my yard, for my house, for some other things that were just anything that I could really find to do outside. I cut a couple of stones outside. things like that. So I got involved with some other things. But I do have 3 new projects that I'm going to show this afternoon. And then I got a couple of the other ones that I'm going to go back over that I've already done in the past and let you look at them. Maybe you even missed them before. Okay, so all right, Tallahassee, Florida. I've been to Tallahassee. Lovely little place with pine trees, beautiful. So I kind of didn't, like I said, most of my preparations were for a couple of different items and different things that I was working on, and so I'm going to share those with you tonight, and I'm going to share a couple of other things with you also. Okay, and you like my hat? It's my whole look. I mean, not the outfit doesn't go together. They're 2 different things, but the shirt is from Aziz. And he's the one that kind of developed that pattern kind of thing. But the hat is just a ripoff from the Chinese. So it's just something I saw that was real cheap, and I picked it up, and then it sort of went with everything else that I was sort of going along with. So it's like, okay, that's good, you know, because it was very inexpensive. And I don't really like supporting the Chinese, but I'm on the cheap end sometimes, so I buy things that are, you know, less expensive and will work for me just as well, such as life. Okay. So with that being said, let's say happy birthday to anybody that has a birthday coming up here in March. We just celebrated Ella's birthday the other day. So anybody that's got a birthday coming up in March. Cynthia is checking in. Hey Cynthia, glad to have you in the house. Excuse me for a minute. Glad to have you in the house. What's I getting ready to say? Oh yeah, I was getting ready to say that we're getting ready. We're starting to prepare for a show next month, which will be April, the first weekend of April. We hope to have Back to BAM, Springtime BAM show with a group of artists. Some you've seen before, some you haven't seen before. And so we're kind of looking forward to that, and we're sort of getting ready for that. Okay, and I'm also getting ready for my spring summer shows, which will be Jazz Fest and Festival International and BAM and Capital Jazz. You know, so I'm sort of into a go mode. But I won't keep you waiting too long tonight. It's probably going to be a short show. I'm by myself. I don't have Ella to back me up. And so my preparations weren't really for a long show this evening. So with that being said, hope Zika's got my slides. I don't even know if he's got my slides in the house. But Zeke, if you do have my slides, I think we need to bring one up. If not, I'll just have to show my items, I presume. So, I guess I don't see a slide, so okay. So, well, we'll talk about something else, and I'll just show what I did. But I've been working on the belts, and not the belts so much, but the buckles of the belts. First, I was doing them with, pressing them using some rubber to push them out and put a symbol on them. And then finally I got down to where I just decided to just do the symbol itself. And so I've been pretty successful at doing a single casting of an item through a clay process that's called deft clay casting. And so I've been able to, this is BAM number 1. Okay, so we've got a couple of different images going on there. I don't know what's going on. But you can see that this is the new buckle. It's a sterling silver buckle. This one, it weighs like 3.5 ounces of silver. So it's a nice and sturdy buckle. It will last forever. It's all sterling silver, and I hope you were able to see that. You know, it's a different process with the. Let me see. Hopefully, I won't get too much glare, but yes, I am getting glare. But the process has a little bit of texture in it, so it produces this texture. And so this one is the Janani in sterling silver that I produced. You know, I'm trying to produce a couple of them. I was cleaning some things out, and I found some of my scrap silver. So I had some extra scrap. So I said, okay, let me pour one of these. I'm sort of getting used to doing it, so the more I do it, probably the better I'm going to get at it. So I don't mind doing it over and over again. And I can do them in sterling silver and in brass. And this one, the ones that I make myself are going to sell for $225 in the silver. And again, it's all silver. And it's 3.5 ounces of silver, pure silver. I mean, it's sterling silver. And so, you know, and silver always is going to keep its value, okay? So, but if you wanted your own design, I mean, if you like an Adinkra symbol that you like, or maybe even something else, I'm not really sure, but something, you know, outside of an initial or something like that that you prefer, that I could, you know, possibly make into a vector image and reproduce and, you know, put it into a belt form, then I would probably be willing to do that for you. But that would be an extra $50 to do that. So the belt would end up, the buckle would end up costing $275 for something like that. If you wanted, you know, your own thing or your own Adinkra symbol that you particularly wanted, that wasn't one that I was capable of making per se. All right, and that was going to take me a little bit of energy to put together for you, because it does require for me to do a lot of computer work, and that's also something that, you know, I got into this week. I got into a new software that I didn't really understand, and so I'm trying to understand that. So sometimes I get caught up on the computer and don't get to the bench. All right, but let's go to BAM number 2. Okay, so this was also one of the projects that I worked on this week, and this is a belt. It's a bamboo belt. It's this is the belt, and you can see the bracelet. I put the bracelet in a picture at the top, but the picture below, you can see here's the belt itself. It's a this one isn't finished yet, but it's you know, you open it up by pulling this up, and then the belt pulls up, opens up. And this one is like a 32 or something like that, but I can probably add, see, the thing is, and the reason why it's unfinished is because I could always add a section to it to make it even larger. And it's not through the belt buckles or anything like that. It's over the top of the dress type of belt. You know, it's a show-off belt, really and truly. It's all about the bamboo. And the difference between the two right now that I've discovered, since I'm I mean, it's also something I'm working on because I have to plane the bamboo down to where it's really, really flat and thin. And then I have to figure out a way, which is what I figured out, a way to curve it. So I put it in, I'm actually able to make it into a circle and put it into some water and let it sit there for, you know, maybe a week to 3 or 4 days, 5 days to a week, and let it sit there. And then when I take it out and let it dry, it has its curvature to it. And then it's all, the only process that's necessary after that is to coat it. So this particular one I've coated 2 different ways. So I'm going to have to make the belt with the gloss finish, and I'm also going to have to make the bracelet with a non-glossy finish, because this one has a matte finish to the belt, you know, and that's to protect the belt from having stains or anything like that on it, so that you know it's always going to maintain its beauty of the bamboo. All right. Okay, so again, that's BAM number 2, and the belt. The belt is $125. That's what it's going to cost for that belt. And like I said, you know, I have different sections. This particular one is 32. You know, it can be made up to bigger waist sizes. Not a problem. All right, so let's enter BAM number 3. And glad some of the other people have joined us tonight. I see Sharon Sanders. Hello. Glad to have you in the house. All right. I'm glad to have you with us. This is BAM number 3. This is also something that I worked on this week to have for you guys. This is a piece of lapis, and it's a pendant. It's a nice size pendant. It's a pretty big pendant. At first, as you can see down below, if you look close, you'll see that the janames have been pressed into the metal, into the sterling silver. And so it has janames pressed into the silver. And I chose the lapis because the lapis stone is an ancient stone. The word lapis lazuli, lapis meaning stone, and lazuli, which is azuli in Arabic, means blue. So it means blue stone. And this is like a really, really fine stone that I have here. It has a beautiful, beautiful blue into it. And so this one has the janames at the top, and it's a pendant, like I say. Let's see if I can show you the pendant. It's going to be $300. Okay. There's the janame, the blue lapis. And it has the embossed janames in the silver. All right, and again, you can see it's going to be a nice size bell. I didn't put the bell on it. It's going to be a common bell because everything else is just really, I mean, janames and all the other things take up a nice space on it. So I'm just going to let that speak for itself, and I'm going to put a pretty common bell. All right. Okay. Another Detroiter brought us in the house tonight. Okay. Glad to see you. All right. All right. Glad to have Detroit in the house. I was looking at Detroit. I'm hoping to go to Detroit in July. I'm glad you guys are in the house. I was hoping to go to June. I don't know if they're having, I mean, I am hoping that they have the African World Festival in July, but I was also looking into other festivals in that area in July, and I saw some pretty big, big time festivals that I thought about applying for because it would have put me in Michigan in July, and they would have been like Ann Arbor or there's one in Plymouth, wherever that is, Plymouth, Michigan. There's a big festival, and those are around July, in the first part of July, 17th or something like that, middle July. So I was sort of looking into them, but I'm hoping that I do come to Detroit this year for the African World Festival. I'm hoping that they're having me. I haven't looked at the website lately. We'll check it out maybe this weekend since I'm thinking about it right now. But I hope to bring my things to Detroit this year. I haven't been in Detroit for a while, so I'm looking forward to being in Detroit this year. So again, those were the 3 items that I worked on this week, or had a chance to work on this week. And so now for BAM number 4. Great, Lavera. BAM number 4. This is a lapis ring, and again, lapis is it's a healing stone. It's a calming stone. It's it was probably used. The Egyptians used it for omelets. 3 omelets for $3,000. 3,000 years. I'm sounding like Joe Biden now. 3,000 years before Christ. So it's like this stone has been around a long time. And when I was in Tucson this year for the gem show, like I say, one of the people that I've been dealing with over the years deals with lapis, and always has these beautiful lapis scarabs and things like that I buy from him. So he has really pretty, beautiful lapis. And so this is a lapis ring, and the size of the ring is probably about 1.5 inches long. You can see it's a pretty nice size cabochon in an oval sort of shape. And it's $175 for this particular ring for this size. Okay, BAM number 4. All right, so now BAM number 5. This is another lapis ring. This is more of a man's ring. It's a beautiful ring though. It's cast. I cast this one and cut the stone for it out of the stone that I did get from Tucson, Arizona. So these are all. This is a cabochon, yeah, right, from Tucson. So, and very nice, real beautiful blue. I mean, just outrageously blue. So, I had to ask him. I said, "Are these things treated? They really are blue." He said, "No," I said, "No, they're not. It's true." So, quality of the blue is quality of these stones are really nice. And this one is $195 for this one. Okay, and this one is probably a 10.5 to 11. If you wanted it in a different size, it's available to you in a different size. I can make it for you. That's why I show you these things that I make, because I make all of these things. So if you see something that you want, let me make it for you. Don't worry about it. No problem. All right. Greetings, Zanetta. Glad to have you in the house. All right. Okay, so that was BAM number 5. Now I'm going to move on to, I guess, BAM number 6. And again, for you that just joined us, Ella is not going to be in the house with us. She's enjoying her birthday, so I'm in the house alone this afternoon. So I'm glad to have you with me. I see I have pretty much a lot of family there, so I'm really grateful to you. And like I said, most of you are on the list. I hope to see you this spring, this summer. I see Zanetta. I saw her last year at BAM. I will hope to see her again this year at BAM. I know she's up from Philly. Cynthia, I know, is in Michigan. I've seen her off and on at the World Festival, so I hope to see her again. Fern lives out in California. I saw her last year, or yeah, it was last year because it was 2023. But I hope to see her again this year. I know I will for her birthday in New Orleans, or not before then. Anyway, so BAM number 6. Let's get on with the show. Keep it going on. Keep it simple, Lavalais. BAM number 6. This is a new earring that I have. I have it on. I'm wearing one of them because I think it's a very it could be worn by men or women. And my idea for this particular ring came from my visit to Montgomery, Alabama, at the museum there. So looking at the shackles and all that stuff, and the way that they have the ironworks that, you know, retained people. It's so strange because, as you guys know, I live here in Louisiana, and I live in central Louisiana. For some of you that don't know that, I live in central Louisiana, and if you've ever seen 12 Years a Slave, well, that happened right here in central Louisiana. So this is where I'm from, and I'm back here now. And one of the things that I did this past weekend was to go to a place called the Kent House, and the Kent House is a plantation house that was built in 1700s, and so they've you know, they still have the same bricks in the house and all the things that the house had, and the, you know, the great people that were in the house, you know. But this year they decided that they would, the tour, that they would emphasize the slaves who were a part of that plantation, who worked for those families that owned that house. And, you know, and it was in control in Spanish. Louisiana was held by the Spanish at one time. Slaves had certain rights with the Spanish. You know, they were, Spanish had to do, if you were a slave owner, you had to do certain things. You had to teach some religion and some other things that you had to do. But one of the things that, you know, that intrigued me while the tour was going on, you know, was the fact that when we finally got to the outside, to the barn and to the workshop, you know, and they had all the metal tools. And so it's like, well, why didn't they just grab this shit and go kill him? Well, they couldn't go do that because he ran away. Where were you going to run away to? You had nowhere to go. So not only were you bound, but you were bound by the fact that you couldn't go nowhere. You know, it's very difficult at certain times. But okay, so, but anyway, so the earring that I made, which is a pair of earrings, and they're $95, and they're sterling silver, and they're 2 hoops, you know, and a manacle, which is what it is. Okay, but it can be worn by a guy or a girl, doesn't matter. You can buy it singularly, or you can buy it, you know, as a pair, however. All right, so let's move on. BAM number 7. And this is for some of you guys that may have missed the things that, you know, in the past, one of my past shows or whatever, but I also make these, they're domed little earrings, and they can either be, what do you call it? You can have an ear clip, you know, or you can have a post clip. You know, so these I can produce for you with, you know, with these 2 symbols on it, which is what I'm working with now. So, but these are domed, and like again, I said they come in pierced, and they come in clip-ons. Okay, I do have one clip-on back. You can see it's clip-on, and here's the one. Here's the one with the pierced back. And these are going to be $85. These are little dumb, they're sterling silver. Okay, so they're $85 for these clip-ons, and they're BAM number 7. All right. Again, they come in clip-ons, and they also come in post. All right. So let's move on. BAM number 8. Oh no, I'm not in New Orleans. I'm I'm in a small city called Alexandria. It's in the center of the state. I moved out of New Orleans when Katrina hit back in 2005. I was living in New Orleans when Katrina came, and I had to evacuate, and I evacuated to here, which is where my parents were. So I came up and started taking care of my parents, my mother and stepfather at that time. But that was in 2005. So I've been here for 19 years. I mean, yeah, I've been here quite a while now. So it's 2024, and I'm still here, and I will probably, as far as I know, I will continue to be from here. So. Well, BAM number 8, this is the Bisaka bracelet. It's 4 pieces of sterling silver. And it's a beautiful bracelet. You know, it has great depth. These are like 3mm thick, nice size sterling pieces. You know, and I also do this in the ram's horn, so it's available with these in the ram's horn or in the Bisaka, which is the color that's which is, you know, darkest. All right, so that's BAM number 8, and these sell for $300. Okay, and like I said, it's really nice, thick sterling silver. So I'm not going to sell you a real thin piece of sterling silver that's going to break 5 times after you put it on your arm. So I want you to have something that you can pass on or leave it, or you know, it'll be here after we're both gone. So that's kind of my thinking with the thickness of the sterling that I make. All right. Oh, you've been to Forest Hill. Oh, then you know where I am. If you've been to Forest Hill, because Sharon, if you've been to Forest Hill, then you know that that's, like you say, that's where the plants are. They do make all the flowers, and they'll do all the plants, and have all the greenhouses up in Forest Hill. And Forest Hill is probably about 25 minutes or 20 minutes away from me. All right, so some of these times when you're in our area, please give me a call and stop on by. I'm always welcome to stop in to my house. And that's open to anyone who's out in our family. Okay? All right, so that's BAM number 8. All right, BAM number 9. All right, this is a real nice piece. This is amber and sterling silver with the ram's horn, and it's also a link bracelet that that goes around. I was just I'm just telling myself the other day, because I was working on another bracelet, and I was like, damn, you shouldn't have making a whole bunch of bracelets. So I must like making the bracelets, and right now I'm starting to do some cuffs and stuff. So like my last cuff that I made, which was with the Jinamis on it, which was I really enjoyed making. So I want to make some more of those. But in the process, I broke my rolling mill, which is an electrical rolling mill.
So, and when I do things like that, and I think it's probably my fault that it's broken, but there's nowhere for me to take my things. I don't live in the city anymore, so you can't take this over here and find somebody to fix it for you. I'm fortunate that there's one machine shop in this city, and the guy has been here for a long time. One of the good things is a one machine shop. I mean, if something happens to the guy, it's really bad because then you can't get anything made. But the one machine shop, and then there's a guy who will actually can make what do you call them? Those wheels that change things, that make things. And then there's another guy that specializes in motors. And so sometimes those are the kinds of things that I need some help with, or got something that's gone wrong with, and I have to reach out to those guys. I'm really fortunate that there are a couple of guys here still in the city who can help you do things. So that's the disadvantage in living in a small city, because you just can't get it repaired too quickly or go find another one. Doesn't happen. So my rolling mill, I broke my rolling mill, so I'm not able to do some of the things that I wanted to do. So hopefully it will be fixed soon, or hopefully we can find a way to fix it. Okay. BAM number 9. This is like, again, I say it's a amber. It's amber and sterling silver. And this one is $350. It's a beautiful bracelet, and it can be in a size 8, 7.5, 8, 8.5, something like that. All right. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm having a problem seeing up the close, but all right, Sharon. Look forward to seeing you. BAM number 9. All right. Again, and it's a beautiful bracelet. You can see that it has, nice little design on it, especially with the ram's horn and the peaks. All right, BAM number 9. And BAM number 10. BAM number 10, seek. There's no 10. There he is. Okay. Oh, I don't know what happened with the double things here. Hopefully we in the download, something happened in the download. But I brought my alligator back out for you to take a look at. I'm sorry that the image isn't good. It was something happened in the transference of the image. One of the things about my images usually are pretty good, because I pride myself on my photography background. So this is my sterling alligator, and it has emeralds in the eyes. Okay, and it comes in a small and a large. The largest size is 450 with the emeralds, and the smaller one would be like 275. Again, and the teeth are really. I was wondering if Zanetta has worn hers out yet. I know she purchased this alligator. I was wondering if we had a chance to wear it. So that's pretty much it for my show this afternoon, and so I'm looking forward to, if you guys saw something that you like, you have an idea for something, let me know. You can reach me at, put up my things here. Let's see. We got Bamboozled by Lavalais on Facebook and Instagram. We have www.bamboozledjewelry.com and blackartistmarketplace.com. And you can reach me at bamboozled at AOL, or you can call me. My number is available online, 318-730-6142. Okay, so thank all of you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. Again, Ella will be back next weekend. So, and I will spend a little bit more time this weekend trying to prepare a couple more items. Although, like I said, it's kind of hard. Today is a cool day, or yesterday was a cool day, and today is sort of getting back to normal. And tomorrow will be basically for us. It's pretty much springtime is going to start happening, and you know, it's kind of like I didn't realize how valuable springtime was until I lived in New York City. And if you've ever lived in New York City, you know that, you know, all winter long, or probably Detroit does the same thing also. I'm sure that all the northern cities are pretty much like that. Is that, you know, you're inside all winter long, you know, or scuffling from here to there, you know, wanting to get inside because you don't want to be outside. And then all of a sudden it's springtime, which has just happened just like from out of nowhere here. It kind of shocked me, and I was like, okay, so like right now I'm trying to enjoy that. You know, I like doing things around my house. I like doing things outside. So spend a little time doing that also. All right, so Deborah has joined us. Sorry to make the late show, but glad to have you anyway. Please go back and check our show. You can look at us on YouTube. You can always rerun and find out, see things that were on the show. You know, all of our shows are on YouTube. And we're also now on Instagram, so we're liking that. And like I said, we look forward to seeing you guys first weekend of April. We plan on having a big show with a lot of the other artists that we know. All right, so with that, thank you all for joining me this afternoon. And I worked the butterflies out. Like I said, I started the show with butterflies. I haven't had butterflies in my stomach, and I don't know when. But I was kind of nervous about, you know, messing up the start of the show. So I was glad that I was able to hang together and do that. So everybody have a great weekend. Well, let's see. I don't have the cup right here. If I had, I do have the cup available. I'm sorry. I didn't show it. I showed it probably last weekend and the week before last, but it's got the Janamis on it. You know, it's got a big Janami here, and the metal itself is inlaid with Janamis all around it. There's some small Janamis right here also. But it was on one of the previous shows, probably last week's show or something like that. So, and I'm hoping to make some more that are different, a little bit of a different design, but pretty much too also like this design. It involves rolling out the silver so that I have enough silver or sheet in order to be able to do that. So that's the reason why I need my rolling mill. So thank you all again, and let me see if there's anything else. Oh, you like that, right? Okay. But please, like I said, it was on last week's show. You can go on last week's show. I haven't updated my website in a while. I've been really busy producing things for you for this summer. I hope that's what I'm doing. And in the meantime, I'm also, like I said, software is always something that I'm trying to keep up with and trying to figure out how to do something new. So I got that going on. One of my painting projects right now, I'm trying to put bamboo onto some curtains. So I'm trying to figure that out. All right. So yeah, the cup is available. Like I said, I think it was on last week's show. You could probably see it. I'm sorry that there's so much glare here on it that you can't really see it. But it has the Janamis on it, and even in the metal itself, the Janamis are present. Okay, and I can't remember what it was sold for, but you can go back and look on last week's show. Okay? You know, because usually I try and offer you guys a better price than when I bring something out to a show. Okay? So with that, I'm going to say good night and thank you so very much for joining me this afternoon. Have a lovely weekend. I hope it warms up wherever you are and that you get a chance to also go outside. Okay? Wow, my friend, California. Lynette, Bird, I'm sorry that I don't remember the price of this cup, but someone else was asking about it. But like I said, it was on last week's show, and I put it up for sale. But if you're interested in it, you can email me or you can message me somehow or another, and I'll give you the price of it from last week's show. No problem. Okay, and it will probably fit a 8.5 bracelet or more, a wrist, should I say. Okay, but it's a beautiful cup. All right, and Lynette, so nice to see you out in California. She's my friend. I remember meeting her when she worked for the post office. So nice having you in the house. All right, I hope to see you next week, and thank you very much. Okay, so again, thank some of you guys for hanging out with me, and if you want to see something that I didn't show, please email me. Let me know. I'll bring it out next week for you. All right, thank you again very much. Have a great weekend. Good night. Of course I remember you. You bought my Ginames stuff. Man, I know. I remember my customers that purchase my things, of course. All right, most of them I really do, because some of the things that they get from me are just memorable. Good night, y'all. Okay.